Meet the most capable CR-V Honda has ever dreamed of. The all-new CR-V Trail Sport Hybrid. With all-terrain tires and available enhanced traction control, it's built for wherever the day takes you. Heated front seats and a heated steering wheel, ideal for winter drives and crisp early starts. And with generous cargo space, it's ready for big gear and even bigger getaways. The CR-V Trail Sport Hybrid. Learn more at honda.com/CRV.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
Tired of losing your sanity looking for important work? Dropbox Dash finds what you need fast across all your work apps so you can focus on what matters. Dash means less time searching, more time creating. Learn more at dropbox.com/dash.
You know that one friend who somehow knows everything about money? Yeah, now imagine they live in your phone. Say hey to Experian, your big financial friend. It's the app that helps you check your FICO score, find ways to save, and basically feel like a financial genius. And guess what? It's totally free. So go on, download the Experian app. Trust me, having a BFF like this is a total game changer.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at polestar.com.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for a Big Mac or drop a crispy fry between the car seats or use your McDonald's bag as a placemat, then that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
This article explores why leaders often try to avoid or delay making difficult decisions and provides strategies for overcoming hesitancy. Common reasons for avoidance include the desire to maintain superficial harmony, fear of being wrong, and prioritizing personal comfort. However, the article argues that decision-making is a core leadership responsibility, and avoidance does more harm than good over the long run. A systematic decision process is recommended to replace fear and groupthink with diligent analysis. Key steps include clearly defining problems, gathering diverse input, establishing evaluation criteria, brainstorming options, objectively weighing pros and cons, piloting top options, following through on implementation, and reviewing outcomes. While uncomfortable in the short term, facing challenges directly can strengthen leadership and empower sound determinations that further organizational goals. With practice, leaders gain confidence in their ability to handle uncertainties through a disciplined decision-making framework. Effective leadership requires making difficult decisions on a regular basis. However, decision-making is inherently uncomfortable, as it requires weighing complex variables and accepting responsibility for potential outcomes. As a result, leaders often try to avoid or delay making difficult choices. Today we will explore some common reasons why leaders try to dodge hard decisions and discuss strategies for overcoming hesitancy through a research-informed lens and practical examples. I aim to demonstrate how facing challenges head-on can strengthen leadership qualities and organizational performance over the long run. The desire to maintain harmony. One of the primary reasons leaders avoid difficult decisions is the desire to maintain harmony. No one enjoys conflict or wanting to disappoint others. Research shows the human tendency to prioritize relationship preservation over pushing through uncomfortable discussions, Thompson et al. 2000. However, turning a blind eye to issues rarely makes them disappear. In organizational contexts, maintaining an artificially positive status quo can damage morale and productivity over time. Employees see through superficial harmony and come to doubt their leaders' willingness to tackle real problems. For example, the CEO of a manufacturing company was aware for months that a division was consistently missing profit targets but did not want to fire the well-liked division head. Eventually, quarterly losses could no longer be ignored. And the belated decision crushed employee morale firm-wide. Had the CEO addressed underlying performance issues earlier through an honest but compassionate conversation, the division may have turned things around, sparing many the disillusionment that followed. Leaders must distinguish between superficial harmony, which ignores problems, versus constructive harmony, which confronts issues respectfully. The latter builds long-term trust that a leader has the courage and care to navigate both good and bad times together. Fear of being wrong. Closely related to maintaining harmony is the fear of being wrong or making a mistake. No leader wants to damage their reputation or second-guess a choice after the fact. However, research indicates decision-making under conditions of uncertainty is inevitable for leaders and should not paralyze action. Rosenhead et al.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
1972. Fearing being wrong can cause analysis paralysis, where a leader gathers more and more information and opinions instead of choosing a path and learning from the outcomes. For example, the head of a non-profit was unable for months to select a new CRM system, gathering feedback from every interested party. Meanwhile, the outdated system became increasingly unstable. After several system failures forced an emergency purchase. It was clear any option would have been better than no decision at all. Now staff question her ability to make timely choices. Leaders must accept a degree of fallibility and learn from mistakes rather than fearing them. Owning errors builds credibility, and focusing on intent over perfection allows for calculated risks that serve the organization's larger goals. Perfection is rarely attainable, so leaders must champion progress over passivity. Prioritizing personal comfort. A final reason leaders dodge decisions is simply prioritizing their own comfort over their responsibilities. It is human nature to choose the easiest path when faced with an uncomfortable task. Higgins and Scholar. 2009. However, leadership inherently requires enduring short-term difficulties to achieve long-term benefits. Avoiding difficult conversations, restructures, or critical feedback allows a leader to avoid temporary stress but passes the burden to others and shows a lack of accountability. For example, a VP stalled an overdue reorganization, not wanting employee pushback. However, redundancies were draining profits while low morale festered. When market changes forced decisive action, the delayed choice came as a greater shock requiring deeper cuts. Prioritizing his ease came at the company's expense. Leaders must embrace short-term discomfort as the price of progress. Their role requires grit over gratification and serving the organization's needs over personal preference. Leaning into challenges strengthens both leadership muscles and the organization as challenging work produces rewarding outcomes. Taking action through decision process while avoiding difficult choices is understandable. There are better approaches to empowered decision-making. Define the problem clearly, outline key issues concisely to focus thinking beyond superficial symptoms, gather diverse input and data, consult experts. Stakeholders, data sources to understand trade-offs from multiple angles, establish evaluation criteria, prioritize organizational goals and values to objectively assess the best path forward, brainstorm multiple options. Consider creative alternatives beyond initial instincts to uncover better solutions, weigh pros and cons objectively, separate facts from preferences to identify the strongest practical choice, pilot the top option, test leading choices on a small scale before committing to catch. Unintended impacts, follow through and learn, champion decisions through implementation and review outcomes to continuously improve process. This systematic approach replaces fear and groupthink with a diligent process. Empowering leaders to choose the best solutions for their organizations despite short-term subjective hesitations. Conclusion: while difficult decisions are never easy, avoiding them is a dereliction of leadership responsibilities. Leaders must distinguish temporary discomfort from tangible organizational harms and prioritize serving their roles over self-interests. Through disciplined problem analysis and an objective choice framework, leaders can make sound determinations that move their teams constructively forward instead of stalling in hesitation. With practice, facing challenges directly becomes empowering rather than intimidating as leaders gain confidence in their ability to handle complex uncertainties. Ultimately, embracing discomfort is the price of progress. And great leadership requires embracing challenges, not dodging them.